Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the the-devereux-committee of pro wrestling, presented by the Idiot Radio Network, offering a weekly look into the world of professional wrestling with guest interviews, news, results, and much more. Now here's your host, Stephon Devereux.
Okay, we're back. We're going right into this show. Man, whoa, what did I say 2 weeks ago, people? What did I say on episode 1 of the new season? What did I say? What did I say? We sat here and had a conversation about Chris Jericho possibly going to Impact Wrestling, and I'm telling you, those rumors are heating up. Those rumors are heating up, and I tell you this, man, I am going back to my fantasy booking scenario of Chris Jericho and TNA, and I am going back. I'm going to go back over the TNA roster. I'm going to go and check it out because I am almost sold on Chris Jericho going to Impact Wrestling. I am this close from being sold. This close. Welcome to the Devereux Committee of Professional Wrestling. Sometimes. That's why we just call this show the Devereux Committee. I want to thank you for joining us. I want to thank our fans who found us. Yes, on our new network. We are still with the Idiot Radio Network. We are still there. We're also on the Angry Kids 24/7 Radio Network as well. Woo, man. So we got a lot of things to talk about today. And you not only do a half-hour show now, we're still live, but let's get into this. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, I came on the air, and I said Chris Jericho possibly going to Impact Wrestling because of a tweet. Let's go back to that tweet. Now, remember, in July, which was just last month, Chris Jericho responded to a Twitter fan or a follower, one of his followers, and they were asking, do you think you could ever wrestle for Impact Wrestling? And what did Mr. Jericho himself say? Of course. Now, let's fast forward to today. I get hit with the news. Okay. Well, excuse me, 2 days ago. Get hit with the news that Dave Meltzer, one of the most respected journalists in professional wrestling, and for people who say he's not a journalist, you're just kidding yourself. You're lying to the public. You're lying to fans like your kids and myself, because I'm really not a fan, but anyway, but you're lying. Dave Meltzer has always, okay, he's about 85% right, but something this big, he's never missed. Never. Now, according to Dave Meltzer, yes, let me go over this real fast. Okay, Meltzer added, he said, the not wanting to do anything that would get Vince McMahon mad doctrine isn't nearly as strong as it was months ago. Why? Why is he saying this? Because remember, Chris Jericho, a few months ago, said he wasn't going to do anything to piss off Mr. Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Remember the whole New Japan deal went down? He said he wasn't going to do that. But then he becomes the Intercontinental Champion over in that company. That pissed Mr. McMahon off. Yeah, that really did. When he won an IWGP Intercontinental Championship, it really pissed Mr. McMahon off. Now, Chris Jericho, let's be real. I want to step back for a second before I continue. Does Chris Jericho really care if he pisses off Mr. McMahon anyway? Chris Jericho is the one wrestler that's still active that can go and write his own daggone, let's say, paycheck anywhere he wants to go. He'll put that number on that paycheck, and they'll say, oh, okay, I'll sign it. Why? Because that's who Chris Jericho is. Chris Jericho is probably one of the most, still, and yes, he is probably still one of the most popular wrestlers in this business. And now Mr. Jericho doesn't care about pissing off Mr. McMahon. Woo, this is going to get good. I'm telling you. Now, let me give you a little, backstory here about this because this is getting interesting. But you do know that Don Callis and Scott D'Amore, they do run the wrestling operations for TNA. You do know that. And like Jericho, I'm dead serious. These guys, they know their stuff. They know their stuff. Scotty D is probably one of the most respected minds in the business. Don Callis, great guy. Same thing. Chris Jericho, you add that to the mix. Ooh, man. Ooh. Now, we can't forget, these are three Canadians. Chris Jericho, Canadian. Scott D, Canadian. Don Callis, Canadian. Impact has been running a lot of their big shows. And where? Canada. Yeah, is this starting to make sense now to you as well, people? This is probably as big as when, as I said 2 weeks ago, LeBron James going to the LA Lakers. Yeah. Because still, Chris Jericho to me is right now the LeBron James in the sport of professional wrestling. Like I just said, he can sign anywhere he wants. No different than LeBron James. See why I keep comparing the two? Anyway, if Chris Jericho goes to Impact Wrestling, game on. Game on. Chris Jericho's almost daggone 50 years old. Almost 50 years old, and he's able to do whatever he wants. Yeah. Yeah. And remember, he did say he would never work for another, and he would never work another big show that's not the WWE in the United States. Impact Wrestling is running a lot of their huge shows over in Canada. So he's keeping his word. Japan, Canada, they're not in the United States, obviously. Well, we got some dumb people out there who probably believe. But anyway, let's see here. Yeah, that's big. That's big. So I see Chris Jericho making this move. Why? Why do I see him making this move? Because Chris Jericho, look, he's a rock and roller. Yeah, don't forget Fozzy, baby. Don't forget Fozzy. The guy, he lives off of this type of adrenaline. Now, can you imagine him living off of the adrenaline of going to Impact Wrestling, a.k.a. TNA, and helping them compete? Okay, so how about this? Chris Jericho, he's looking at the ratings, the ticket sales and everything. Speaking of ratings, TNA's ratings was horrible last week. Had their lowest rated show ever. They drew 168,000 people to watch this show. Man, it's getting bad over there. But Chris Jericho, he go to TNA, you're going to tell me he's not worth at least 1 million fans by himself? 1 million? Well, let's go 2 million eyeballs. But 1 million people watching TNA, Chris Jericho's not, you don't think he's worth 1 million? Let me go back to my scenario, what I said a couple weeks ago. Chris Jericho goes to TNA, makes a phone call, one phone call, and here comes the man walking in the door with him. I mean, I don't know. if he really wants to these days, because he's made a lot of enemies in the wrestling business. I'm talking about Phil Brooks, a.k.a. CM Punk. But it's still worth a phone call. It's still worth a try. It's worth it. Why not? You have them two headlining in a huge feud, CM Punk and Chris Jericho. You tell me the people are not going to pay attention? What do you think about that? Think about it. I want to see it happen. I really want to see this happen now. Because I do believe that Chris Jericho will go to TNA or Impact Wrestling. God damn it, I'm tired of saying it. But I believe he'll go. Do you believe he'll go? Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So speaking of Phil Brooks, a.k.a. CM Punk, and I really didn't want to get into this, but I got to. You know, after I sat back and had some fun talking about Chris Jericho possibly going to Impact Wrestling, which I believe is going to happen, let's talk about CM Punk. Man, this dude, when he said he was done with the business, I didn't believe him. I really didn't. And I'm starting to believe him, even though I just gave that scenario again about him possibly going to TNA. But Phil Brooks, man, bro. Look, I love CM Punk. Man, he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. When people sit back and say, oh, man, you know, blah, blah, blah. He's this and that, and he's a prick. And look, he was never a prick to me. You know, maybe if you treat the guy with respect, maybe he'll give it back. That's how life works to me. I love CM Punk. But I think that right now, I think he is still upset on how his run ended in the professional wrestling business. And I'm not going to say just the WWE, because if he really wanted to, he could have went anywhere else after his contract was up, after he sat back and said, you know, let me rest for a while. You know, he could have went somewhere else, but he didn't. He went to the UFC. And I'm not going to get on the man about that, because people can sit here and say, oh, he's not tough and blah, 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 blah. He got beat up. But guess what? He put his body through the training. That says a lot to me right there. That says a lot right there. Man. Okay, we're going to take a break, and I'm going to get back into this CM Punk situation. Man, this is interesting. I'll be right back after this break. This goes out to all them fake motherfuckers who's out there pushing out bullshit known as hip-hop. That's hip-hop, P.O.P., nigga. We're at war. I come with the sickness. I predict this. New shit you hit. We'll keep you high and lifted. So damn gifted, my model be persistent. My thoughts of retirement was really just business. Now here I go, my lane shifted. I'm like Christmas, got them eagerly awaiting my new mission, and that's to kill hip-hop. The game's really bleeding. I don't see a future, the game is really needed. A hero on the white hood to save the black light. The game's been dull since the death of Mr. Frank's wife. It got caught up in the bright lights, the bling was nice. Some sold, they sold to the devil for the highest price. Sacrifices being made, families becoming slaves, and trapped by the power of money. This thing will never change, so I say that the hip-hop told you long was coming. Told you long was coming. Told you long was coming. Hip-hop told you long was coming. Church told you long was coming. Crash told you long was coming. Time to talk out. Okay, we're back. Okay, a little technical difficulties. Anyway, we're not live right now. We're going to get into the CM Punk thing. A report came out that this past week I've seen on my Twitter feed, and that's at Aaron Lester 22. But Colt Cabana, you know, the guy that was a part of that defamation lawsuit where the doctor, I don't want to bring him up, but the doctor sued CM Punk and Colt Cabana for what he felt was, oh, they were disrespecting me, blah, 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 blah. Because they was, you know, remember the podcast that Colt Cabana used to do, and he had CM Punk on, and CM Punk went off on this doctor and how he felt he was treated in the WWE. Well, they won the lawsuit, but now Colt Cabana is suing his former best friend, CM Punk. He's suing him. Why? Because CM Punk didn't help him with his legal bills. Sad, isn't it? Sad. Colt Cabana was told by CM Punk, and I don't know if this is true or not, but allegedly, was told by CM Punk that he was going to help him with his legal bills after this case was over. And Colt says that Punk has not helped him since. Has not helped him. Which is pretty sad to me because, let's be real, these guys, man, they were the best of friends. I remember. It's no different than Punk and Corey Graves from the WWE. I remember. These guys were the best of friends. And he's found a way to tick both of these dudes off. Now, the Corey Graves one, okay, you know, you can let that one go. You can let it slide. But this right here with Colt, woo, man, this is about money. Say it with me again, people, money. Because if Colt Cabana feels that CM Punk didn't live up to his part of the agreement that they had, and if he can prove it, oh, he's going to get paid. He's going to get paid. He sued him for over $1 million. If he can prove it, he's going to get paid. So he's got to have text messages, emails, something, recorded phone conversation, something to say, hey, you know, I'm acting as Phil Brooks now. Don't worry. We're going to go and take care of this thing with this doctor, and I'll take care of your bills. Cool, bro. Appreciate it. See, now if I was CM Punk, again, acting as CM Punk, I need to see proof. You got me like this? I need proof, bruh. I need proof. Because there's no way that someone could really agree to doing that and not taking care of him if he knew that this is your best friend, bro. Are you really that upset with the professional wrestling business? Because I got some rumors. I've been hearing a lot of rumors. You know, once I got back into this part of the business, I've been hearing some rumors. Now, because you know those rumors, yeah. There's rumors going around that if Ring of Honor loses, because there's rumors that Ring of Honor, they're about to lose 3 of their top stars. Now, these are just rumors. But there's rumors going around that the Young Bucks and Cody are going to the WWE. And Ring of Honor has already put some feelers out for Mr. CM Punk for the big show they got coming up at Madison Square Garden next year. Man, now that will be huge for Ring of Honor, of course, because they need it. They need it. I'm sorry, Ring of Honor's hey, I'm happy the company is still running, still doing this thing, but it's boring to me now. It just doesn't have no excitement. I'd rather watch New Japan. I don't even watch the WWE half the time. You know, I watch it for this show, but I'd rather watch New Japan. New Japan is so much better than these other two companies and Impacts, those three companies out here. New Japan is so much better. So if Ring of Honor decides to do this and bring CM Punk in, man. But CM Punk got some things he got to handle first. Like I said, got to handle this situation with Colt Cabana. Because, you know, they're going to court. It's going to happen because I don't see CM Punk settling. I really don't. So I see these two men in court. And if Colt Cabana has the evidence, maybe he does. But see, then let's take this conversation somewhere else now. Okay? This is your best friend. Now, if you're CM Punk, you're like, damn. I mean, they're snaking each other because, in my opinion, for Colt, if he does have the evidence that I'm hearing that he has, what are rumors? That if he has some text messages or so forth, man, today's world is screwed up. So are you keeping your text messages? People, are you keeping your text messages? You gotta think. This case is what, 2 years, 3 years old? So you got to think. I mean, when they had the conversation, we'll just say 2 years. They had the conversation 2 years ago. If it's over a text message, let's just be real. Come on. This is your best friend, and he's keeping these messages, bruh. I mean, I know Colt Cabana, if this is true, Colt Cabana is very happy that he kept the messages. If you want to look at it from that perspective. But, man, CM Punk's like, bruh. Think about that. Yeah. You held my messages for over 2 years? But see, that goes back to possibly Colt knowing the type of person CM is. Maybe he knows that, you know, because like I said, these guys were best friends for years. So he obviously knows him a lot better than CM Punk's wife. So maybe he knew he had to keep those messages because he knew that something like this was going to happen, or the possibility that it was going to happen. And even if that was the case, Colt Cabana, man. So it makes me think, now you've been riding with this dude for this long, and now you want to do this? Because you just I know you ain't trying to just chalk that up because that's a lot of money. Ain't nobody talking up $500,000. I know that. It's $500,000. So I understand why you sued him. I get that completely. But if I'm Colt Cabana, if I'm CM Punk, I'm looking like, man, bro, really just did this to me. Weird, huh? Think about it. Very. But this can go down, you know, and I'm just sitting here thinking about it. This can go down as possibly the turning point in how the fans perceive CM Punk. Because they look at CM Punk as a stand-up guy. They was riding for him. Even when, you know, because now, actually, I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I go through the chat rooms and so forth, the comment sections, chat rooms. You show my age again, huh? But I go through the comment sections and so forth on these Facebook posts and these groups. And, man, they've been beating CM Punk up a little bit too much these days, I thought. After he lost his last UFC fight to whatever, Mike Jackson, not Michael Jackson, but Mike Jackson, and not the old Florida wrestler. But they've been hammering him. Why are they hammering him? Because they miss him. They miss CM Punk, and Punk knows this. He can come back right now in this business and be the biggest heel. But that was just because they missed him. But I know if he came out right now, they would cheer for him. He will get the biggest pop. He'll get a rock-like, yes, the rock. Not rock and roll, but he'll get a rock-like pop. Instantly. Instantly. He shows up at Madison Square Garden with Ring of Honor next year, I guarantee you. If they advertise him, if he signs the deal and they advertise him, I guarantee you Ring of Honor will sell out Madison Square Garden on the name of CM Punk alone. You think I'm joking? Right now, advertise CM Punk. Madison Square Garden, Ring of Honor, they'll sell out right now. And the show's not until what, April? They'll sell out right now. Man. But anyway, we're about to go. We're going to close up here soon. And before we close up, I just want to thank everyone, for their support. And because what we do is not easy. What we do is not easy. We're building something here. I want to thank my man Lou, for coming up with a great idea. Todd, of course. There's so many people we can thank. But this is just the beginning. The Devereux Committee show is expanding. We're hoping that everyone likes what we're trying to do here. Like I said, you'll get some music and stuff here and there. Speaking of music, has anybody heard that new Nicki Minaj album? I haven't. I did hear the one song, the Barbie something. I don't want to get into the title, but yeah, the Barbie Dreams. That's it? Okay. Barbie Dreams. I heard that. It was okay. It just reminded me of what B.I.G. did years ago with Dreams of Effing an R&B chick. Remember that song? Yeah. She shouted out B.I.G., so I give her credit for that, But she still ain't touching my girl Cardi. She's not touching Cardi right now. No one's touching Cardi B. Girl is on fire. So, I'm just saying, I'll probably listen to the album later. If you're on Spotify, matter of fact, I'm always on Spotify. That's where I get my music out these days. And no, I'm not getting paid. Well, actually, I am kind of getting paid because my music is on Spotify. But if you're on Spotify, go look me up, Stephon Devereux. Also, look up some of the playlists, man. These playlists are crazy these days, man. I'm telling you, the one I'm putting out there the most, I'm dead serious. The one I'm putting out there the most right now is called, man, I'm not going to lie. I love this playlist. But it's called the Various Artists Compilation Mix. Various Artists Compilation Mix. It's just sick, man. It's a sick list with so many daggone new artists, and I love new artists, But it's really interesting. I want you guys to go check it out. But also, if you need any help finding these locations or finding out what we're doing in the future, the links are in the description. Check it out. Tell me what you think. Email me. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on a Facebook page. But we're doing big things, and we're about to go here. I want to thank you for listening again, for whatever platform you're listening from. So I just want to say you have an awesome Sunday, and we are out.